Hey everybody, Rix here. We're in my garage. If you can tell, it's a big major mess, but the reason that we're going to be here today for this video is a project that I am currently going to be working on, and that is to do an image transfer on some wood slices. Now I'm going to do it on one wood slice, and I wanted to bring you along for the ride, so come on, let's check out how this is done. Okay, what I did was I had met up with this lady at a Target parking lot, and she was selling these wood slices, and I got like 7 of them for 20 bucks. And let me show you what they are. There's these slices, you see these wood slices? Okay, but I made a really big mistake, and that is that when I bought these, they were still relatively fresh. They just had been chopped down, you know, that week, and I didn't store these properly. I left them all stacked up like this on my workbench, and I just left it alone because I didn't know that I was supposed to treat it in any particular way. Well, look what happened. It shrunk and they split. And see, that one split. Okay, and yeah, that one split. Yeah, that one split. Oh my, yep, The bottom two. Yeah, they all split. Okay, well, anyway, I was hoping on using these to make, you know, one of those, you know, you put a transfer on there, and I'm still going to do that, but we're going to have to do something about that split, and I think I want to fill it with a putty, but before I do that, these are really rough. They're not sanded, they're not planed or anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plane them first a little bit. I bought this inexpensive planer to plane stuff, and so we're gonna plane a couple of these, and then let's see if we can fill up this crack. I'm a little unorthodox, but what else am I going to do, right? Okay, let's get to that. I got it planed pretty good, okay, but it's still a rough surface. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and see if I can putty up those cracks. I've never done this before, but I think we're going to get it done. Get her done. Put some of this painter's tape just around here like so. Makes kind of a little wall there so I could fill her up. All right. It's a wet and rainy day out here today. It's really weird. Every time that I do a video out in my garage, it's wet and rainy. You'd think Arkansas is wet and rainy every day. It's not. It's every other day. Okay, so I got that tape wrapped around here like so. And I got a piece of paper underneath, and now I'm going to fill up all these cracks with some wood hardener stuff, some putty. Yeah, I'll show you. So I have some of this. I've had this in my garage for 30 years. It says stays put, will not shrink. Pretty good stuff, but you got to remember, don't add too much water to this, because it doesn't take very much. Okay, so start off small. But you can see I've used quite a bit of it. So, but this is plenty in here. So I'm just going to scoop a bunch of it in here because we got quite a gap to fill up. All right, there we go. We'll just use that for now. And every garage should have distilled water. I got some water. You can use any kind of water, but this is what I have in my garage. Okay? I don't have a tap in here. Okay, just use very little water. Oop. Okay. You want a putty. Okay, that's still a little cakey, so just a little more water. Do it slowly, little at a time. Doesn't take much. There you go. Already got the consistency going on here. Mixing it really good, and it does dry fast, so you don't want to like take your sweet time about it. Don't walk away from it. You want to make it into a paste. See, it's a paste. Okay, let's just glob that paste right into that crack there. Yeah. Who's your daddy? Huh? All right. And minimize sanding, and also not to take away from all that wood texture that is from the part that didn't split. Do try to wipe it off. You can see how I've filled up that gap there. See? So you got these little holes and stuff in there you got to deal with. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of this the same way as I did that. You get the rest of this before it dries up. It dries fast. So I'm going to press it down as much as I can into that crack. Scrape the rest off. Get as flat a surface as I possibly can get. because I do want a white background because I'm going to do a color photograph on here. Alright, so now we have our overhead view here, and this wood's making a mess. Get all that off of here. Alright, so the first things first, I'm going to take this hair dryer and I'm going to make sure that this is still pretty sticky, so I'm going to make sure this is thoroughly dry. Alright, so it feels like it's pretty dry. Now the thing is I got this as smooth as I could, but it does have some kind of dips and stuff. I'm not going to expect a perfect transfer because of that. Anytime you have any valleys, dips and valleys and cracks like right there that I didn't fill up, obviously nothing is going to show up there. So there'll be some imperfections, no doubt, in my transfer, but hey, a little bit of a rustic look isn't going to hurt. Now the photo I decided to do is me and my family here, and I printed it as a mirror so that, you know, when I put it down like this, it'll be in the right orientation. And it's my wife and my daughter and I few years back. So daughter no longer lives at home. I thought I'd go ahead and make an old family photo. I don't have way too many modern ones. So anyway, I tried to measure this as best as possible. Looks like I got it too wide. It may be perfect height-wise, I think. Yeah, height-wise. But the width, I think, may be a little off. So I may have to adjust it with my scissors. So first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut it out on just mostly the sides right now. I'm going to want to leave a little handle to pull on when it's all said and done. So I just kind of go out like that, and then I'm going to come over here, and then I'm going to scissor along the. I want to keep it as oval as possible. Oh, and by the way, I used my HP ColorJet color laserjet printer. Pretty economical color printer, and I printed on my quick transfer paper. You can go down in the description of this video down below to the link to my website, RixCanDoIt.com, which is RixCanDoIt is the main channel, my mother channel, and this one's a satellite channel so that I can just move all my image transfer stuff to here. Okay, so you can see that it looks like I almost had it measured right. I'm not going to trim any of this off the side, even though it extends onto the bark, because it'll just probably not show up as well on the bark, and that'll be just fine. So that looks like I got a pretty good shape for that thing there. And I'm leaving these on as a tab so that I can pull this off. Now I don't need 2 tabs, but you know, I could take it off. You know what? I'll take the bottom one off. So I'll go ahead and trim that down as best as possible here. I really love making these little memento things with my paper, and it's a lot of fun to make these projects, and it's really cheap to do too. The wood piece ran me just over $2 from this lady. I bought 7 of them. I bought 7 of them for 20 bucks. All 7 of them split though, and that was my fault. Nobody else's but my fault. Alright, so I'm going to lay this down on here like this. Let's see. The split is down here. You can see this is where it happened. I'm going to make that go in the bottom. so that when I'm displaying this, all you're going to see is that nice bark. See? So make sure you you figure out your orientation. Boy, this is a messy thing, isn't it? Look at that. My wife's going to love it, and I just scoot all this on the floor. My office needs some serious vacuuming. All right, so that's going to be, that thing is going to be on the bottom. You see that right there? That's that wood bond stuff sticking out. So I'm going to keep that on the bottom right there. And let's see. Okay, the top of the photo is with the tab. We'll remember that. Okay, so I'm going to get one chance at this. Get my Liquitex gel medium. Get a good glob of that. And you want good coverage. Alright, now I've got a massive amount on here, and I can tell you it's way more than I need because it'll wrinkle the paper up if you put too much on there because you're soaking the paper, and wet paper tends to misbehave, right? Okay. Another problem too is as I'm brushing across this thing, I'm picking up some of the bark pieces, these little pieces, and then I push it back on top of here. And that's going to cause me a problem. I don't want to wipe this back in here. So I'm just going to leave it like this for now. I'm going to take my finger, make sure that I've got it nice and wet all over. Anywhere that it's just sticky and not wet, it's not going to happen, okay? But looks like I got it going pretty good here. Yeah, it's all nice and wet, nice and shiny, and not too much, not too little, okay? If it's still wet, you know you got enough. Okay, if it's oozing all over the place, you probably got too much, so don't let that happen. All right, enough playing with that. Next thing I need, paper towel. One, to clean my finger, and two is to dab up the excess water when we go to peel this off. All right, so now is the moment of truth here. And I'm going to center this as best as possible. Just like that. Okay. I actually can use the words here to see that I didn't have it straight. I hope I'm not smearing the picture. Probably did. Wouldn't that be dumb? So if I ruin this, of course, then all I need to do is repaint it and paint over everything and then print another one. So it's not the end of the world. You don't have to give up. Okay, I'm going from the center outwards to get the excess off. Try not to get any on the back of the paper, any of this gel. Okay, because the paper needs to absorb a little bit of moisture. Okay, that's why I'm making sure to wipe it off just in case any of it gets on this roller. You don't want it on the back of this paper, and I'm getting all the air out. Anywhere you have air, you won't have good contact. Remember that. Okay. Looks like it's nice and flat. Okay. Got all the excess out. Nice. All right. Okay. I can feel it's a little sticky, so I did get some on there, but for the most part, it should be okay. I'm going to clean this off a little bit. I'm in no hurry to do anything. We're going to dry it anyway, so I'm going to just do a little maintenance here because I like to reuse these brushes as much as possible. Alright, and I'm going to put the top back on here so it doesn't dry out. Put my brush on top. And now let's get that hair dryer, put it to work. And since, if you watch my other videos, since this is a painted surface, okay, if this was unpainted wood, I could just dry for 30 seconds, 45 seconds, maybe a minute tops, and it would be ready to go. But because it's a painted surface, it's not going to dry as quickly. So I'm going to need about maybe 3-4 minutes. I'll know by the touch. So here we go. Okay, that's been at least a couple of minutes. I'm not sure, I wasn't watching the time, but is that a little piece of tape still stuck on there? Yep. Alright, so I don't want to take it off just yet. I want to make sure, because if there's any part of here that's still wet, then it's going to be for nothing. You know, I'll have to start over. I like to pull on it a little bit, and I could see that I can pull on it pretty good, and it's coming off. So it's not really dry. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of concerned because the white paint looked like it was coming off. So I'm going to go and do this for a couple of more minutes. Like I said, on a painted surface, you really want to make sure this is thoroughly dry. And if you're not sure, just walk away from it for about, 15 minutes or so. But I'm pretty impatient, so I like to just do this for 4 minutes and get it over with. Alright, so that's about another minute, I think. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to risk it now. It'd be a shame if like I said, if I kind of hurried this along, and let's say it doesn't come out right, which can happen if you rush. It's not a big deal. I'll go back out in the garage and I'll spray paint over the photo, whatever is on here, whatever transferred, until it's solid white, and then I'll just let it dry, and then I'll just do it again, not a problem. Easy peasy parcheesi, it's not like you ruin anything. You don't ruin anything. You just use up a sheet, but whoop-de-doo, just a couple of quarters, that's all it costs for the sheet of paper. So there we go. All right, so it's time to release the hounds. So you get yourself a nice wet brush, okay, and you want to moisturize. You want to add moisture to the complete back of the paper. And hopefully you didn't get glue on the back, otherwise it won't soak the moisture through. You do want it to do that. Okay, so I can see the paper is sucking that moisture down in there. And that's what you want, because it needs to get to the other side to release the image from that coating. Okay, so that's good right there. You don't have to do a whole lot of time on it. Get yourself a clean paper towel and take up the moisture, and this will allow you usually to peel it off in one peel, because it strengthens the paper when it's not all soaked. Soaked paper tears real easy, so we want moisture on it, but we don't want the paper to be that weak that you can't peel it off in one nice peel. Now we're going to do one single peel back. I can see that it wants to peel up the paint. See that paint on the edge there? Okay, now I'm going to do this in several peels, obviously, because see, I lifted up the paint, so it was the paint that's coming up, not the image. It's just the image is on the paint, if you know what I'm saying. But I think I'm still going to get me a pretty good thing going here. Kind of catch an edge there. Look how easy this is. There's no rubbing. Alright, is that? Yeah, that's supposed to be there. That's actually the photo. Okay, so get it to start so you can peel it up. Okay, get a corner to up so you can peel it up. Let's try this side here. See how easy that just comes off? Woohoo! I'm liking what I'm seeing here. I'm liking it. Peel it. And there you go. Sweet. Okay, so I lost a little bit up here because the paint itself, if you look, the paint came off the wood, not the image. The image is on the paint. But that came out great. Oh, there's a little paper right there. So just get it, roll up the edge of whatever it is so you can grab onto it and pull it off. It comes off really easy. Okay. There's no hard rubbing or anything. Let me give it a little moisture on that. That paper's dry already. Okay. take up the extra and can't get the corner up there. There we go. Woo, okay. All right, so anyway, I'm doing little cleanup work here. Anything I think is not part of the photo. Just see on her face. How about her clothes? Is that right? Okay. Oh, there's a photo bomber in there. Little guy way in the back. Oh well. Okay, I think I got it. The rest of this is just white paint in the background. Wow. That, my friends, looks awesome. So we're going to go ahead and just, hang it on your wall or put it on one of those things that, that just lets it sit on a table or something. But what I would do further on this is go get yourself either some spray coating, or you can just simply use a Mod Podge. Let's see, this one's matte. Maybe I want to use a gloss. So let's see, you get a glossy Mod Podge here, and then you wrestle with it so that you can get the lid open, like so. Oh, this is paper. Let me get this off here. I still have paper on here. So I thought that was paint. It's paper. Let me get that off. Just wet it a little bit. Dab it. Don't rub it. Just dab it. And then get a corner to come up. You need a corner to peel it. Right like that. See that? You grab it and you peel it. Look at that. I mean, seriously, folks. There's nothing simpler. Make these nice transfers at home than using this paper. It's just fantastic how easy it works. Nothing's as easy as that. All right, now I'm going to take this brush. It's got a little gel medium on it, but it's okay. I cleaned most of it off. Now I'm going to take this glossy Mod Podge, okay, and I'm going to apply it over my transfer photo. Okay. Make sure you get a nice, even coating on here. Okay. The spray, of course, would be easier. I just don't feel like getting up and spraying and making my room stink, and I'd have to go in the garage and do that. So, since it's so quick and easy to make these, I mean, even if you mess up, like I said, big deal. I mean, it's like you don't really lose anything except a little bit of time and a sheet of paper. A little bit of gel. You don't lose the substrate like the wood you're using. You don't lose anything. There's really nothing to worry about expense-wise, So, yeah, I wouldn't want to have to start over again. Especially when you're filming, it's a different story too, because the filming part is the time-consuming part. If I wasn't filming this for you guys, this would be done a lot quicker. Okay, but I want you all to see how I do this stuff. That's why I got this channel. Okay, so we can just do all kinds of image transfers here. All right, well that looks pretty good. Now, if you care about the direction you're going with your strokes, then make sure you're going in the direction. Maybe like if you want to look more like an oil painting or something, maybe you want to do it up and down. I don't know. Or go all over the place, just all kinds of directions. I don't paint, so you painters would know. You might want to go, yeah, D, 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 that kind of thing, right? And make it look more like an oil painting kind of thing, I don't know. I'll try that. It's supposed to dry relatively clear, right? So, let's see how that works. Yeah, go all over the place, all right? Okay. Now that I've done that, that's right. Okay, it's still a little on the tacky side, but we'll let that dry. Anyway, it should dry clear. In this case, it's going to dry glossy because it was the glossy Mod Podge. I have some bubbles that I put in there because I'm just that goofy. But anyway, there you go, folks. Look at that. Is that awesome? Look at that nice gleam it has on there. I think you can see that. I'm looking at the reflection on the camera. But yeah, nice vibrant colors and everything. Okay, and it's on one of these wood pieces, you know, that I fixed, as you saw. But great. All right, well, there's a DIY project for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please give me a thumbs up because that really helps with the YouTube algorithm. I just started this channel, and getting subscribers and building it up is going to take a lot of time, especially if nobody finds the channel. So you found it. I appreciate it. If you give me that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so already. I have plenty more ideas that I'll be doing. And click the notification bell. And thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.